Hey guys, Riley, welcome to another Over the Top, blah blah blah, same thing, same thing. Okay, let's begin. Enough lollygagging, warns Lieutenant Jarvis. I want you to report to Corporal Hunter in the Yonge Street tunnel and help him set up the explosive. Hurry man, every minute counts. Leaving your pack and rifle behind you, you ran over to the Yonge Street tunnel. Once there, you noticed long lines of dirty, sweating, chalk-covered men, removing earth from the tunnel and sending dozens of boxes filled with explosive forward. You snack your way inside the tunnel, and 15 minutes later arrive at the narrow and dead end. Corporal Hunter, you ask wearily. That's me, replied the short, balding man covered in. I've been sent by Lieutenant Jarvis, you inform. Good, take the shovel and start digging snaps. I've got to get to surface, and when I come back, I want to see 10 more meters of the tunnel dug out. Now move. Grabbing the nearest shovel, you begin piling the loose chalk into the small wheelbarrows, which are quickly whisked away. For over an hour, you toil in the tunnel by the light of flickering lantern. At one point, you suddenly hear a noise coming from directly ahead of you, somewhere beyond the end of the tunnel. You hear a muffled scraping sound. Stop digging. It's probably like a rat, and I don't want to deal with one. What is it? Asked one of the diggers. You pause to think for a moment, then it becomes clear to you. Germans, you say, digging a tunnel right next to ours. Quick, get the shovels out of here and pile the explosive. Working feverishly against time as Germans are quickly carrying out the same operation, you and your comrades start to pile mounds of explosives against the end of the tunnel. No sooner are they in place, the Corporal Hunter arrives on the scene. What in place is going on here? He says angrily. Corporal, you explain, we heard digging sounds in. Out, he replies in a flash. Everybody get out, out, out. In an instant, you disappear down the tunnel along with other men. Minutes later, you emerge from the tunnel and peer down light yet another cold and cloudy day. You wait at the tunnel's entrance when Corporal Hunter finally comes out with a wire spool in his hands, which he attaches to a small box. Good work, lad, he says, looking at you. Another 5 minutes and you'd have been all buried alive, but we're the ones who were going to give Jerry a nasty surprise. At that very moment, you hear the sound of an enemy shell flying overhead. You instantly duck at the shell's land somewhere behind you and explode in the mud. In seconds, more shells begin to land in front of you and back, causing the earth to shudder and quake. Looks like the Germans are going to attack soon, says the corporal. You better join your mates. They're going to need you. You quickly nod and take off to the extent of your own trench amidst the stream of falling shells. Weave your way along the trenches, passing now and take cover whenever you hear a shell falling. To your surprise, the bombardment is a short one as it particularly ends by the time you have reached your dugout. Hundreds of men have filled out the dugouts and stayed along the fire steps, wherever you hear the sound of rifles being cooked and the machine guns being loaded in preparation for an attack. Lieutenant Jarvis pulls out a revolver from his holster and motions for you to take your place along the line. Grabbing your rifle, you stand behind the parapet and wait for the battle to begin. The wait is excruciating, and it only is that you take time to remember your friend Kai. Not only have you lost a friend, but it also saddens you to think that he has now left a widow and 2 young children. Here they come, someone yells from further down the line. You peer over the parapet and see long lines of men advancing towards you. With bayonets fixed at the end of their rifles, thousands of Germans march steadily forward at a slow yet steady pace. An eerie silence thickens upon no man's land, as they are now just moments away. As they reach the barbed wire in front of your trench, every machine gun and rifle opens up along the entire line. The hail of bullets moans down the attacking Germans like bowling pins. Waves upon waves of men fall to the ground from the deadly fire. Dodging, weaving, and crawling, a few Germans manage to get over the barbed wire and throw hand grenades into your trenches. One of these knocks out of the nearby machine gun post, killing every man around it. Let's go to machine gun, man. That would be more fun. With no time to lose, you scramble towards the smoldering crater of the machine gun post and clear away the bodies. The machine gun, you notice, still works, and it is only a matter of seconds before you are firing at the advancing enemy. German dead and wounded begin to pile up in front of the barbed wire. The attack is relentless, and it seems as if the entire outcome of the battle now depends upon your ability to keep firing the machine gun. Just then, a massive explosion in no man's land sends tons of earth and dozens of bodies flying into the air. You are knocked backwards from the blast and covered in muds of chalk. Shaking yourself off, you realize the Corporal Hunter must have detonated the explosive stashed inside the tunnel. The effect of the blast in no man's land is devastating. It is as if someone had picked it up, turned it upside down, and dumped it back into the place. With the smoke now clearing, you notice the Germans are retreating towards their own trenches. The explosion has all but stuffed out the German attack. No sooner is the battle over than another more terrifying sound can be heard. The moans and whimpering of countless men, both Canadian and German, either wounded or dying in trenches, and in no man's land you know that most of them will never be rescued, and that soon after they are dead, the whole area will smell of rotting corpses. Ugh. You stumble half numb back towards your dugout. All around you, bandaged men are being led to rear lines to receive medical treatment, while the dead are covered with ground sheets and blankets to be buried later. Aww. You then notice two stretcher barriers carrying away Lieutenant Jarvis, who has lost both legs. If he survives, he'll eventually be shipped back to Canada. You enter your dugout with no intention other than getting some sleep, without bothering to take off your boots. You flop onto your sand-covered coat and close your eyes. It is hard for you to believe that in just 2 days you've been repeatedly shelled and subject to gas attack and shot a number of times. By your count, you've come close at least a dozen times to being killed. But through all of it, you managed to survive. There is no doubt you've been lucky, but how can your good luck last? It might just be a matter of days before you are ordered to go over the top. Oh. Okay, now I can't even read this. I won. I survived. But I can't read this. Was mentioned in a dispatch from Field Marshal for the blah blah dated 16th March 1990. Forgotten. I can't read. Well, I guess this is it. Hope you enjoyed my adventure. Oh no, I'm gone.